Hey guys, it's churches, graveyards and graves, and this is my second video here at St Peter's in Drayton Bassett, which has been around since the Doomsday, at this wonderful church. But there's quite a famous person buried here, so I am going to show you his grave right now and tell you a little bit of a history. I'm sure you've all heard of him. You certainly will have seen some of the people who he created. So without further ado, we'll turn it around and show you this grave to this slightly famous person. And if you've never heard of him, you're going to hear about him now. So here we go. So this is the grave of Sir Robert Peel. Now, as you can see from the grave, he's the fifth baronet, and he was actually the son of a wealthy textile merchant. Now you've got two names here. You've got Edmund Peel Esquire of Bownill, who died in 1850, and then you've got Sir Robert Peel as well. So you basically got these quite famous people here. Now, if you've never heard of Robert Peel, I'll just tell you a little bit about him. So Robert Peel was the Prime Minister from 1834 to 1835. But what's made him more famous was the fact that he started the Metropolitan Police. At the time, they were called the Peelers. There's the name. So they weren't called police, they were called the Peelers, the Bobbies, named after Robert, like Bobby, Bob. The Peelers, the Bobbies, and he started an organised police force, and this is where he was from. And so when he started the police force, he did other things, of course. He was also Home Secretary, Prime Minister, and he was a real rising star of the Conservative Party at the time. And obviously, we still have that legacy today with the modern police force. And prior to the modern police force, they had just sort of local judges or justices who would have tried to sort out the the justice in that area. But it was Robert Peel who started the first organised and national police force and developed the uniforms, and there was so much reformation, so much change in the justice and police system at this time. Sadly, he suffered an untimely death. So in 1850, he was actually thrown from his horse and died when the horse stumbled and trod on him, and it was about 3 days later that he died, really. And then his body was brought back here to Drayton Bassett, which was his home. So he actually died in London, but he was brought here and buried right here at St Peter's in Drayton Bassett, and this is his grave. So as you go around, and it is one of the more prominent graves in this graveyard. Most of them are the stand-up ones, but obviously this is more like a memorial, a tomb grave, which showed his importance at the time. I hope you've enjoyed seeing that grave. You can see it down here behind me. Try to move around. There it is. Yay! The grave of Sir Robert Peel, the Prime Minister of the UK. And he was a Conservative, and he was also the Home Secretary, and he also created the modern police force that we see today. So if you've never heard of Sir Robert Peel, you've certainly heard of the police. and that was the beginning of it. The creation of an organised police force. And it wasn't long after that they then started to reform the prison system as well. So the Victorians had some really interesting ideas about prisons, and I love to talk about any history, but particularly prisons and justice and that sort of thing. So if you're interested in that, it's worth finding out a little bit more. But sadly, like many of these people, he met an untimely end at the end of a horse's hoof back in 1850. So if you've enjoyed that video of Sir Robert Peel and this fantastic church at St Peter's in Drayton Bassett, then please like and share me. I'm on Buy Me a Coffee as well if you want to help out. If not, you know, any questions that you might have, please ask me. And yeah, have a great one. See you soon, guys.